This was in Captain Aizen's room. It's addressed to you.
These are from the captain?
What the hell are you guys doing?!
I hope you appreciate it.
I'm RexParadox, the Undisputed Master of Darkness. And in this video, I'm speculating / explaining what I believe Aizen's Bankai to be. And it's real simple. So, check it out. I think Aizen's Bankai is Momo Hinamori. It's that simple. If you read the manga and you watch the anime, then you know that with the case of Kenpachi Zaraki, his lieutenant, the little pink-haired girl, Yachiru, that was his Shikai / Bankai. So I think Momo is Aizen's Bankai, not his Shikai, just his Bankai. If I'm not mistaken, what happens in the case of Kenpachi is because he's so ridiculously powerful, his spirit energy, like every other Shinigami or Soul Reaper, whatever you want to call him, his spirit energy manifested as another being outside of his sword. And I think that's the case with Aizen. I think that his power also somehow split or manifested and became Momo Hinamori. Because Aizen on paper is probably as powerful, if not equally, as like unmeasurable as somebody like Kenpachi Zaraki. And Aizen's a character who pretty much planned all of Ichigo's life out. He had a hand in basically everything that happened. So it's not too far to say that Hinamori could be his Bankai. And I'm going to point to this very specific moment where they're doing the Rancor arc. And they're in a fake Karakura town. And the Visors and the captains, they're fighting Aizen. And he uses Kyokasui Getsu. And they end up just completely annihilating Momo Hinamori. Now, the question is, how does she survive against all those captains for so long? Because it was her the whole time. Or something like that. I'm not really sure. According to Ichigo, it was her. But the way that Kyokasui Getsu works, and the fact that Aizen probably uses it all the time, you don't know. But the way that Kubo illustrates it is that these two characters, Momo and Aizen, switch places.
They defeated Aizen!
Like, they're connected beyond just her being his vice captain. Like, it's more to it than that. And that's where I draw the whole, she's probably his Bankai, and maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't know, like Yachiru and Kenpachi. She was never like, hey, Kenpachi, I'm your Zanbakuto. She never says anything like that. Never. So, I'm saying Aizen's Bankai is Hinamori. Now, when he uses his Bankai for real, when he releases that, I say she probably disappear. Or maybe she won't. You know, he had the whole Hokyoku thing, and it's a lot of strings to, like, try and pull and play some power chords on this one. But as far as, like, oh, you know, what's Aizen's Bankai? There's no other theory that I could see going down other than Momo being his Bankai. And somehow she would disappear when he really uses it. Because Yachiru could use, she could use Shikai too. And she was just Kenpachi's power. Momo, as far as I know, doesn't have a Bankai. I don't think she even achieves that. Now, I'm not saying she can't achieve it. Like, I don't know if Yachiru couldn't achieve her own Bankai. But, I mean, if you look at it, I'd say Aizen probably made Hinamori, assuming that, like, he willingly did it was for Hitsugaya, to keep him in check, because they have like an emotional bond, Hinamori and Hitsugaya. And Aizen's the type of character, he'll do something like this. He made Wonder Wise. He used the Hokyoku to make Wonder Wise, just to stop Yamamoto's Bankai. I mean, him using his power to put someone in check like Toshiro Hitsugaya, I could see him doing that, because he considers him to be some type of threat, because he's always going after Hitsugaya. If you pay attention to Bleach, I'd say the one captain Aizen has the most interactions with out of everybody is Hitsugaya. He's always cutting down Hitsugaya. All the time. And Kubo will write the story. I think he's written the story to the point where Momo, as Aizen's power, not as her own person, as his power.
Sadly, I have now done just that, and you are involved. I hope that somehow you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Aizen put Momo wherever she ended up to put Hitsugaya in check.
You're lucky it was my captain who found it.
But you need to know, if it had been anyone else, they probably would have seized it as evidence for the investigation, and it never would have reached you.
Because otherwise, like, she don't really do anything, man. I mean, she has her place in the story, but whenever Momo's involved, it's a Hitsugaya type of thing. And again, look at Wonder Wise. That was to stop Yamamoto, so he couldn't use his Bankai. That was to stop him, so he couldn't use Ryujin Jaka. Aizen's the type of character that does stuff like that. And this is why I like Bleach, because Kubo would definitely, I think he wrote it in the story where it legitimately, Momo is Aizen's Bankai. So like everything he does to her, I mean, yeah, she's her own person kinda, but like, it's his power, it don't really matter.
When this happened, the actions you took upon discovering Captain Aizen's body, confronting Captain Ichimaru, and releasing the energy of your Zanpakuto, was there no other choice? Nothing else you might have done?
And you'll say, oh, it's a mindfuck, the whole establishment of everything's eroded. No. Aizen planned Ichigo's whole life, my guy, pretty much. You don't think he'd make Momo, like, out of his own power and use that to, you know, rein him in a little bit? Because she's still part of the 13 court guard squads. What do they call it? The Gote? She's a part of that. Still a vice captain. No Bankai. I mean, it fits. The puzzle piece fits in there. And that's my theory on it.
If you think about it, I'm sure you'll realize that you did have some other options at that point.
That's the video. That's it. Maybe I'll put some clips in there. I mean, man, I don't think this one needs clips, honestly. I probably will not put clips in this video. I could, but like, I mean, if you paid attention to Bleach, then this is a puzzle piece that's fitting in there. And it's the picture is complete as far as I'm concerned. That's his Bankai. Now, again, like, what the real power of it is, I don't know. But that would be, like, if Momo disappears, not dies, if she disappears.
Momo? Hey, wait! Where exactly are you going, Momo?
Ever, then it's because Aizen used his Bankai. If he can even use it with her. And then that becomes the question, you know. Would she disappear? Would she go back to Kyoka Suigetsu? Or would she go back to Aizen? These are the questions. Remember the Hokyoku and how he makes it out of other souls. There is no way a character like Kenpachi Zaraki and Aizen, they can't both exist and there's not some like bleeding over with their condition, where Yachiru was Kenpachi's Zanbakuto, Bankai, Shikai, all that. She was all that as a whole different character. And I mean, it's pretty clear Aizen is stronger than Kenpachi. Like, let's not debate that. Aizen is definitely stronger than Kenpachi. So Momo, yeah, I say that's his Bankai. On everything that is, I will say that Momo Hinamori is Aizen's Bankai. Like it or not, that's it. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Have a nice day.
I haven't read any of it and I don't know what it says. But it seems to me that as a loyal lieutenant, you should be very honored to know that your captain's last words were for you.
So here's a question for you. Now consider this. At what time did you think that I wasn't using my Kyoga Suigetsu?